What's up, crazy? Pretty sure you are this one's top, but you're missing a lot of parts, which is making me second guess that. But I don't know. Yeah, so this one we just fixed. I got started off stream a little bit. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Where's my mic at? There it is. I have to get set up here. So the issue with this one was that it had an error code and wouldn't boot. And I went to the typewriter store and was able to find a replacement part. Just a whole replacement board that goes right there. I wish I could diagnose this board and actually fix what's wrong with this, but it's using the service manual for this typewriter, I got to a point where it just says replace the board. Which sucks that they didn't really go through and show you how to diagnose individual chips like you see on like the Atari or the Coleco or whatever. This guide is more in the era of replace everything, don't worry about it. So once they get to the point where they decide, yep, it's the board, they just say replace it. So thankfully he had a board laying around. So now if we turn it on, it doesn't just get mad and beep at us. It types, it returns, it tabs. No wires are getting stuck down here. Something I see a lot in these is these ribbon cables will get worn by the mechanism going back and forth and eventually short. It's smoothly moving. It's typing. Our roller is moving. So our motors are good. The only thing I don't know is if this is the top to it. I'm pretty sure this is the top, but it's missing a lot of parts. And that's making me think that I took this apart more, but I don't think I did. The most annoying thing about these things is they're freaking huge. So I have to like clear my entire solder bench just to get one of them on here. And I got wires everywhere from other repairs we did yesterday or the day before, or this and that and the other, and away, away, away. So this should go on. This is the greatest part, getting the lid back on. What are you getting stuck on over here? Wires? Yep, wires. Lots of wires. There you go. Let's keep this up. I'm gonna have to fuck with the camera a little bit because it's in the way. Give me a second. I know I'm fucking up your view. I'm fucking up your view. I gotta restart the chat so you can actually see who's chatted last. There we go. Something I always try to forget to do. Okay, that's lining up down there. That is in its home. Now we just got to get this side to cooperate. No easy task, this is. No easy task. Okay, so sitting like that, what are you stuck on? Ah, you're hitting the back chip, so we'll just lean you out a little bit. There you go, you'll fall down more. let's unplug it for now. There we go. There we go. Clip, clip, clip. So those were for that other one that we didn't do. So this looks like it's all clipped on. Very good. That's clipped on. Okay. How does the keyboard attach? Does it just sit? Ah, I think this is supposed to be behind that lip. That's how it stays in there, so. Just shake the shit out of it. Yep. It doesn't take long before that becomes the method. It does not take long. Shake the hell out of it. Come on. Okay, that side's detached. Get this side detached. Can't wait for the day that someone comes in here and asks me how to work on one of these, because I'll actually be the one to know. No one's ever gonna do that though. Who cares about one of these things, right? Very few people. A lot more people want to fix their video game console than they do this, right? Okay, what is my problem? My problem is that I think that needs to go under that. No, it definitely can't. That cannot go under that. So, trying to fix this keyboard. I can't really get you guys a good view on that. Trying to figure out how this is meant to clip in to the rest of the case. So I can unclip this and then unclip this, and that will leave us with just the keyboard. If I can get it to come off. There it goes. Okay. And now we need to work on getting this sitting how it's supposed to sit. So this bar just moves the keyboard up and down, right? And these sides look a little different from the other ones I've seen. That one's just straight up missing them, actually. So what holds this in here exactly? Right now it doesn't look like anything. Oh, is it? Yeah, it's meant to clip onto the bar. Down here. Is that clipped on? Okay, it just rests in there, like that. Okay. I just don't believe that this is the only way this attaches here. Let me go get another one for reference. I have so many of these things. Let's see. So that one is solidly attached down here at the bottom. And I think that's due to this, actually. I think this clips it in real good to this bottom piece. Ah, I see. I see. can I do this without taking it completely out? That's the question. Okay. Okay, what are you stuck on? Is it just our ribbons? Might have to take these out. 1, 2, out. Yeah, it's kind of better. I've done lots of weird things, crazy. I fix all the weird stuff, so I wouldn't put it past me. That's for sure. To try and break it. Okay, that is secure. That's how that's supposed to sit, just like that. And this goes back on. Actually, which one do we want to put on? We'll put the original one back on. Ooh, this will be an interesting test. See if the original overlay works, because it does have buttons. It'd be really interesting if if it didn't work with this cover. I don't know why that would be the case, but I'm interested to see if it is. So is this working now? So yeah, so you can move that up. Yeah, that's working now. Okay. So I think this is clipped in. Now we can clip that in. And, yep, that looks good. That all looks good. This can fold down. That looks good. Okay, now we gotta get these ribbons back in. If we don't get these ribbons in, then keyboard's not gonna type. Right? Get the platen or whatever out of the way. So we gotta lift up on both sides. Both sides gotta be up. And then push the cable in. And then push both sides down. You'll hear a click. Same thing over here. And is that in all the way? I feel like it's not, but yeah, it's definitely not. Now it is. Beautiful. And then we gotta plug our keyboard in. Come on, there it goes. Top goes down. And now I need paper. I need a piece of paper to type on. I don't know, oh, these will work. I can use these. I finished my repair on the pinball, so we can use this pinball schematic that I don't need anymore. So, feed. There we go. There it is. Beautiful. Quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. And this Wheelwriter 6 is back in business. So Ah, yeah, those 6 are for that, and we didn't take it off that one, so that's why we have extra screws. Okay, we're good. These screws are, I know what these all go to now, so we didn't miss any. This is all extras because of spare parts that we had. Okay. So that's that one done. I will be stealing its wheels and other pieces for the next one. But this one can go away. And it was missing all these parts, I assume, unless I throw them about the shop when I took this apart, but I don't think I did. I had another top, and it wasn't the right one. And what did I do with it? I ran away with it, huh? I guess so. Okay, well, let's get this one off the bench and get another one on the bench. How did I learn to do it? I just started tinkering with them. These ones are kind of difficult because they don't have manuals at all. Ah, this is broke. Good job, whoever did that. These are hard. There's no manuals to this. At least not easily accessible for the most part. So, I just started, he gave me a bunch of these a long time ago, like 2 years ago, and I just started taking them apart, but in reality, all electronic systems are more or less the same. You have a power supply, you have data, it's a computer, right? It's just a different type of computer. So once you drop it, just like arcade machines, you start at the power supply. Is the power good? If the power's not good, nothing's gonna work. After you pass power, you get to the logic. Is there any logic chips that aren't logicking? Are they bad? Are they not doing the logic things they're supposed to? And that's where you get into the harder stuff, because you need to go online and look up individual sheets on what the logic chips are supposed to do. But most of these are one of two things. It has a power issue, that's usually because the power supply is so old that it's not working right anymore, or it's got bad traces on the board. Kind of like a Sega Genesis. The Sega Genesis always have bad traces on the board. I wouldn't say these always have bad traces on the board, but they can, and I have repaired that on, I think, 2 of them now. Okay, that's the the front tabs. You just really gotta make sure you're categorizing as you're going, right? Because you don't want to get in a state, the worst thing that can happen to you is you get a false positive on something. You say, okay, this part's good, and it's not. So you just gotta be really careful. I should have cleaned this bench before I started going, but I just wanted to get going. You know how it is. There we go. That's the whole top. It's funny. That's 4 tabs. 4 tabs and the whole top comes off. At least it should. What's it stuck on? It's stuck on the front here. There we go. There it is. Whole top comes off. So this one's complaint is that it does absolutely nothing. No power. No power. So wow, we got tons of botch wires on the logic board here. This is a Wheelwriter 5. Wheelwriter 5. Very interesting power supply. Wow, we got some huge filter caps on that power supply. Oh my god. So the first thing I always want to do is determine if the initial complaint is still the case, which is no power. So plug it in. And I'm going to listen now and see if I have a buzz or... Yeah, I hear nothing. So no power seems to be true. Seems to be true. So the first thing we're gonna start at where power enters this system and figure out why it has no power. So power comes in through this port, and sometimes there's a fuse. It doesn't look like there's a fuse on this one. And it comes into this power supply here that's got a cute little lid on it. How is that connected? Tabs? Plastic tabs? Yeah, looks like it. So after the power supply, it comes in here, right here. So here's your voltages. You're supposed to have 12, 12, 34. Here's your grounds. So we'll want to see if we get anything right there. And then we've isolated it to the power supply. There's nothing else it can be. If we don't get power over here, it's in here, right? It's before this. Right? So I don't think our cable's bad, but we'll test that. You got to start right at the beginning. So I'll get my the electronic repairman's greatest tool, the multimeter. And I'll make it so you guys can see it. And we'll check our plug. Yeah, so that's wall power. Plug's good. So the power is making it into the machine. But not much farther than that. So let's turn this around so I can get to the part I need to get to. I don't even hear a transformer buzzing. So they made some giant connector. Where's my mic? They made some giant connector right here that plugs into the transformer. Can I wiggle that off? I can. Beautiful. So we got 2 tabs there. So if I plug power in here and I turn it on, which I think is away from me, right? Where's the lid? Power is away from me, yes, so that's towards the back. And we get our multimeter again. Do I have voltage here? No. Oh, DC. No, I don't. What about the other way? No, I don't. Peculiar. Okay, so why not? All right, now we got to get into this box here. This is where our power seems to come in. Is our Is it something as simple as a switch is bad? Is the switch as bad, or maybe there's a fuse in here that's blown? There's no easily accessible fuse, that's for sure. No easy to see fuse. So let me get a flathead screwdriver, because these are flathead bolts on here, and we're going to take that apart and see what's going on. This might work. This will work better. Okay. So take this apart. Ah, this is like all one giant unit, huh? Okay. We could just swap this with a parts unit, probably. Where does this ground lead go? All the way where? Over here? Yeah, right here. Okay. So let's take that off so that we can get this part out of here. Okay. Grab that. No, don't fall into the abyss. You ever work on a car crazy and lose a bolt down in it? That is like the worst feeling in the fucking world. Alright, there we go. Now this should pull out. Right, that's it. No. Oh, it's got another leg. Don't tell me it goes into that connector. It does go into that connector. Oh wait, I didn't need to unplug that. That goes up here. What does that do? Connects to the keyboard, huh? Okay. I traced that one very wrong. So we gotta get this front panel off. There we go. Still attached really good. There we go. Come on. Come on, buddy. He's still attached too. Plugged in? Is that what's holding you up? Yeah, okay. There you go. So let's put that one screw back before we forget. God, I hate flatheads. They don't stick to their tools. Whoever designed them needs to burn them in the fire. I hate it. Gotta get it started with my fucking fingers. Otherwise it's not going in. Come here, buddy. I said, come here, buddy. Thank you. Same shit, different day. Like, look at this. Why did my dumbass have to take this out? Where is my magnetizer? Magnetize the shit out of this. Reading schematics is very helpful. Yes. Now I have a formal education in electronics, so that was not something that I had to learn on my own. It's something I got from school, But just, yeah, like when I diagnosed that pinball machine, this is what got me there, was the schematics. Now, as long as you know what component pictures look like these are transistors, these are resistors, these are connectors, right? That's all you need to do, and then just follow wires. It looks so daunting the first time you look at it, and it makes people think you're crazy smart. Oh my god, he can read that, holy shit. But like, it's just wires and symbols. It's really not all that crazy once you break it down. Depends on what you want to fix, man. If you want to fix pinball machines and stuff like that, the schematics really help. In old arcades, schematics really help. I just bend that out? Yeah, I did. I need to buy stronger ones of those. It's just like an Amazon special. Alright, back in you go. Shitty flathead. Come on. Almost there. There you go. That's better. Okay, now we can actually get to taking this switch out. I need my regular screwdriver. And I ran off with it somewhere, didn't I? It's right here. Okay. Just gotta take this front panel off. And now we can route this out. I think. Yes. All right. And here's our switch. There is a fuse in here. There is a fuse. I can't tell if it's blown. How do I even get to it? There we go. Okay. So there's our, this is what we need to look at, because we are not getting the power past. Sorry guys. Yeah, see, I do video game repair and I have 50 views in here. We do typewriter repair at noon on a Saturday. Get the fuck out of here. Alright, let's see. Is it the fuse? I don't believe it is the fuse. I don't believe it is. The fuse looks good. Okay, and then it comes up into this switch. Is the switch bad? So I don't know how I'm gonna get the switch out of here. How are you held in? Is it just by plastic? Somehow? Plastic clip somewhere? Two plastic clips. Man, that is so... I can't get that tool up in there. It's so tiny. Do I have anything smaller? I just need like... There it goes. There's our switch. There it is. Oh no, I was worried about that. Now it's gonna fall apart in my hand. Right. Right. So what I'll do is we'll just take that switch out. I'll go find a replacement one in my bin of fun parts, because there's no putting that back together once it comes apart. I thought maybe I could look at it. Oh, I think I see our problem. Looks like that one leg broke in half. Yep, that one leg was broken in half. That would be a problem on that switch. Switch. Okay, yeah, that burst into a million pieces. All right, let me go get another one. See if I got one laying around. And hopefully all of the IBM wheelwriters use the same switch assembly. I assume they do. Okay, I found one that mostly looks the same, except it's got Phillips head, so let me go take that out. Okay, new switch. We do have to get it out of this case. There we go. So here is our out connector. This is our in through the ferrite bead. So where is our original case? And we'll feed all this in. And then I want it facing the right way, which is this way. Is the jazz loud today? I didn't mean to make it so loud. I turned it down. I didn't mean to change it at all. Okay, now we can clip that in. There we go. There's our new switch. You can pull all these wires through. Wish I had a lot more length on that one, but we're gonna have to make do, aren't we? So we gotta connect. These white ones are out to our transformer, and these two are in from our fuse block. And where did our fuse block go? Here's our connector. It goes on like that. Where'd our fuse block go? I don't see it. What did I do with it? Throw it on the fucking floor? I think so. No, right down there. Where'd our fuse block go? Let's strip these while we're sitting here. I'll wait for that to reappear. Fuse box should reappear any minute now. You know how that happens? Here's one wire stripped. Two wires stripped. Three wires stripped. And the big lad. I think he's like a 12 gauge wire. There he goes. Yeah. So these are our outputs, these are our inputs. Okay. Tristan, what did you do with the fuse block? I don't think I took it with me. Could just wire it up without the fuse, but oh no, because it also has our, I must have walked away with it. I gotta go find where I walked away with it too. I must have. multimeter. Okay, I found it. Yeah, and I did. I ran off with it. Pull those out. So, do we need the ferrite bead? Our new one already has ferrite bead in it, right? Yeah. So, we just need to connect to the fuse in here. Really, that's what we need to do. I mean, the ferrite bead isn't going to hurt anything. It's just going to be in our way. So, we'll just unthread it around the bead. Ferrite toroid, as your physicists would say. It's a toroid. Don't you guys know what a toroid is? There we go. Shut up, multimeter. Jesus Christ. And then, how did this sit? Like this, right? Or like... like that. Yep. Okay, so now that's together. So here, we need to make a connection to these two. And this needs to make a connection to this. And then we should be golden again. So I gotta switch cam because we gotta do that at the solder bench. I love that yellow screwdriver. When I can find it, I love it. It likes to disappear to the void. Funny how that works. Funny how that happens, right? Dreamcast and a PS1. Very nice, Grass Puddle, very nice. Okay, iron on. We will want to heat shrink this. This is mains power coming into this thing. I don't need a short on my mains power for any reason. So let me find my heat shrink box. I'm pretty sure I have heat shrink down here. We've used it before, right? I know I have heat shrink, but I might have taken it out to the barn or something when I was working on those arcade machines out there. That's heating up. Okay, good. Here it is. Okay. We're gonna have a lot of extra wire, but better not having enough. So we'll just cut this down a bit. Like that. And then get our wire cutters. Wire strippers, I mean. There we go. Okay. We'll tin all of our connections. Tin. 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 Tin tin. One more. Beautiful. Okay. Now we need to get the heat tubing on them. Don't have much small heat tubing. Mostly just red. Sorry. Okay. So let's connect our mains here first. Which should be the white ones. Oh no, the wife has decided it's time to vacuum clean. We are so fucked. Alan, we are so fucked. That's one connection made. Do we not tin this one? I don't think we tinned this connector. Nope, we definitely did not. The other one went together just fine though. Make sure that's got a good connection. I don't like that connection. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. That's good enough. Now it's got a good connection on there. Now we'll heat that up. Beautiful. Now we just got to do the in into the switch. Ah, fuck. What did we forget? Pop quiz, what did we forget? Forgot the damn tubing. I have another small black one. I do. I wonder if she realizes how fucking loud that is for me. Ah, I wasn't fucking dried yet. Or cooled. Okay, cool, cool. Chill out, everyone chill out. Alright, now get that over that, get that over that. Turn back on the reheater, reflower. Whee. There you go, there you go. Okay. Okay, can we stuff all this up in here now? And then how does this connect to this again? On this side, like how? Like, somehow. Like this, right? How the fuck does this go on here? I forget. This definitely faces down. I know that. The fuse faces down. Like that. There it goes. Okay, so now let's test this. So now, if we take our multimeter and put it into continuity mode and shove it into a pin. Now, I don't know if this is on or off, so we'll try it. So, good connection. 30 ohm resistance, that's quite a lot just through some wires. 41 ohm. Swip it the other way. Open circuit. Right? Yeah. So it's in the off position, on position. It's hard to get that to touch in there. Let's get this one just shoved in. There we go. All right, 1 ohm, that's better. And then this side. That's probably the one that goes through the fuse, so it's 20 ohm, but that shouldn't be, that's not terrible. That's not horrible, terrible. Okay, let's install this and see if we get power in the system now. I wonder, so we're not going to connect it to the transformer just yet, so because we don't want to blow ourselves up. So we will just route this around like that. And I'll change cam in a second. Give me 1 second to get this in here. There we go. It's sitting in there now. Put the ground on. Okay, and I'll switch cam. There you go. Okay, and now I'm gonna plug in and see if we have power at this lead now, which we didn't before, and we should now. So let's get these 2 other case screws in. to get it on there real good. Okay. All right, moment of truth. Well, not really, because we don't have it plugged into the rest of the system, but let's see if we have voltage there. You guys can see that, right? Yeah, okay. So AC. Yep, wall voltage. Wall voltage there now. Beautiful. So I'm going to turn it off. And we should no longer have wall voltage here. And we don't. We have nothing. So now I'm going to plug this connector back in. To the transformer. Okay. Are we ready, kids? Aye, aye, Captain. I think I see a blown fuse in here too, but that was definitely a problem because we had no voltage there. Okay, I hear it trying. I hear it trying. So now we got to get into this transformer. Is that one blown? Looks blown to me. This is our giant fancy transformer. It's got some giant filter caps on it that probably need replaced. No? Both those fuses are good. Are they good to their... Yeah, they're good to their bottoms too. Okay. Is our connector all the way in? Yes. All right. Maybe our transformer's bad. Let me turn it back on. I hear noise from the transformer. They don't sound very happy though. They do not sound very happy. So here's our transformer comes into this top board here. We have some fuses in it. We have some filter caps. So we got to be careful here because this is probably really high DC voltage in here. Or, yeah, after this full bridge rectifier at least. So if we turn it on, we touch ground here, should be able to touch, yeah, 14 volt, 40 volt. So our voltage looks good. Looks like we're getting voltage. Are we getting voltage out here? This is our voltages out that are supposed to go to the connector over there. So we touch ground here and touch 34. Oh. 40 volt. 7 on the 12 line. That's not good. 12 on the 12 line. Okay. So our minus 12 line seems bad. Where does that come from? Probably this cap. Probably this 1500 cap here. We'll also check these big caps. What are they supposed to be? I'm not going to have replacements for these big caps. 50 volt DC giant capacitors. But I will have this 1500 at 25 volt in stock. And it is tied directly to our negative 12 line. He is the cap for our negative 12 line. So I bet you he is our problem child. So we got to unsolder him. We can't easily take this out of the... We'd have to unsolder all these connections. Or it's zip tied there. It's connected to the transformer down there, so yeah, we can't take that out of there. Let's unplug it. Let's unplug her. Oh, one more of those, okay. All right, so problem number one was we had a bad switch. Definitely, because we didn't get any ticking or anything. It was a bad switch. Next is we have a bad cap here. This big, I bet you. That is an old style cap. We're gonna have to move this whole giant fucker over to the solder bench. Whole giant fucker. And let's see. Can I make room for that giant fucker over here? He's a big lad. Big lad, big lad. I'll have to change cam again. Okay. And we'll pick this guy up. Jesus Christ. They could not make anything lighter, huh? Back in the day, this was the pinnacle. There we go. So that went this way, so that is positive towards this end. Yep, okay. So let's test this. Let's see what this reads. Wonder if it reads anything. If it reads 1500, I'm gonna get real sus. $500 microfarads. It's supposed to be 1500. So that's not good. That's not good. 1500, huh? Do I have 1500 in my small box? I don't think so. I think we're gonna have to go to the large capacitor box, which I'm gonna have to find, because nothing is ever easy. Everything must be hard. 1500, huh? What are you? Let's see. Rusty! Thank you! You didn't have to do that, brother. I think that's our first tip ever. You the man. Thanks, man. Alright. Thanks, Russ. We're gonna fix this damn typewriter. Rusty Russ is the best. You heard it here first, you heard it here last, you've heard it here always. Okay, does this have a 1500 in it, please God? Yes, it does have 1500. Not at 25 volt though, do you? Shit, it doesn't. I have 1500 at 16 volt. Shit, man, I don't have the right cap for this. I need 1500 at 25 volt. I don't have it. The only thing I can do is dig through this bin. We can dig through this bin and see if we get lucky and find one. Ah, here's 1500 at 50 volt. It's huge. We could try that. That's definitely not going to fit in the case though, and it's not axial. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Here's 1800 at 100 volt. We appreciate the lurking. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to do this one. We're gonna have to do this big fucker. I don't know how we're gonna fit this in the case though, because it's gonna be huge. I guess, well, here's what we'll do. We'll test this. Well, let me see if this one even tests good on the multimeter. Yep, it does. So I'm going to put this in here, and this is most likely not going to be our final solution because this cap is way too big. I'll have to go to Midwest Electronics and get an axial 1500. I'm sure they got them. Where's the damn hole at? Is that hole small? Oh, there it goes. Okay, we're just going to leave that like that. That looks so jank. Solder it in real quick. Let's see how it looks down there. Does that look attached? Looks good. All right, let's see if that changes. Let's see if that changes our symptom at all. See if we see 12 volt, minus 12 volt here now. And if the machine does anything different. Okay. So we'll have to change cam back. And we'll go to that. All right, what's it gonna do, guys? Is it gonna explode on me? Is that on or off? That's off, right? Yeah, that way's off. Hey! Look at that. That's a working typewriter. So it had a bad power switch and a bad minus 12 volt line, and it was this 1500 cap. That was the bad 12 volt line. So now, where did I put the bad one? Is it still over there? Where did I run off to it? Thought I had it over here. I tested it real quick, didn't I? There it is. Now I gotta find a 1500 25 volt cap axial that isn't fucking huge. I only had one and it was fucking massive. So I'm not gonna be able to put the lid back together or put this together but this is done. Let me put the front back on and then we'll test writing on it. There we go. Now that clips in. Now that goes down here. Like that. Beautiful. And let's fix this. This is all goobered. What is going on here? Stuck together. Okay. Beautiful. All right, so now, I know you guys are like sideways and shit, but you're gonna have to deal with it for now. So on. That looks like a happy typewriter to me. All right, page down. Ooh, maybe not. We have more issues. The motor doesn't seem to want to go. Is it just seized? Just seized up? Seems like it is seized up. Probably been sitting for a long time. That motor's working fine. This one's seized up real bad. This is the motor that moves our wheel here. Skipping gears instead of spinning on the motor. Let me see if I can get some oil in there and free it up. That was a pretty methodical fix. That was really good. So, like I said, Crazy, if you're still here, that's how you do it. Start at the very entrance of power. And we didn't get very far before we found an issue, did we? We got only to the switch, and the switch was bad, right? And then, from the switch, we checked all of our voltages out of the transformer power supply and found that our minus 12 volt was about minus 8. And then we traced that back and see this 1500 capacitor right here. And he's only working with the minus 12 volt line. So we replaced him. And there it is. Now, this gear is frozen. I will try to unfreeze it, but usually the mechanical issues I leave to the typewriter man himself because that's more his wheelhouse. We will try to just do a basic spray down and wiggle. There it goes. Okay, it's spinning now. Will it spin when it turns on? Let's see. Yep, there we go. It was just frozen. Okay. So now we put the paper in. And we do the all right, it's clipping on this. Let's make sure we shove that down. We got to tighten that up too. That's not tight enough. There we go. All right. Working beautifully now. Okay, so there's culprit number 1. Here's culprit number 2. What's left of them because he exploded when I took them apart. But that's a switch. All right, and that is a replacement cap for now until I go to Midwest Electronics on Monday, probably during my lunch at work, and grab some 1500, what was it needed to be, 25 volt? Yeah, 25 volt 1500 axial. And then we'll install that in there. And, all right, so this one can get off the bench for now until we have that, so. This needs to stay in there. This is the lid. Once we get that closed up, keep that in there. Okay. All right. And the lid. The lid's back here. Okay. Okay, let's get all of that off the bench. right. Let's do another one with a I will not turn on sticker. So, first things first, we gotta take the lid off. And I think these only have tabs in the back, these Lexmark ones. It's just one tab here, yep, and one tab on the other side. Yep. And then wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Let go. Does it have tabs on the front? I don't think so. I think it just pulls off, right? Let go over there, man. Does it have a tab? It does have some tabs up here. Yep, it does. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's all 3 tabs. And the top comes off. Ah, yes, because this has the ribbon cable. And the stupid screen. I hate this, because it makes it so I can't just easily take it out. I hate this. So we got to just push that in. There we go. There we go. Yay, I love plastic tabs. Jesus. Man, that does not want to come out. Alright, circuit board will have to come out then, instead of the front thing. I think that's easier to do. It's just 4 tabs instead of 6. Maybe. Man, okay. You know what, for now, let's just plug it in like this and see what happens. I agree, this thing seems to have no power, so step 1 is, where does our power stop? So it looks like we go directly into this power supply brick back here. Let's get the customer tag out of here. Make sure you don't see the customer's phone number and stuff. So there's a lot of caps in that power supply, I'll tell you that right now. Got some connections to the rest of the board in here. They don't give you anywhere to do any easy test points, of course. I don't know exactly how the board is attached in here, but it's very tight. I'm pretty sure last time I worked on one of these, the only way you got that power supply out is if you took the entire typewriter apart. Great design, guys. Great design. So, firstly, we can see if the switch is working. That's a good thing to check, because if the switch is bad, then that's an easy solution. Hey, Ryan Labs. So let's see if this switch is working. So in, can I touch in there? Should be making a connection right here. That's touching. There we go. All right, switch is good. Switch is good. Okay. And then switch comes into the power supply back here, which we got to figure out how to get out. Because if we follow the cable that comes out of it, that comes up under here. Move over, friend. Is that him? No, that's motor. So that comes up right here. It goes up under the keyboard. Goes right into the board right here. And since we get no movement, no power at all, I'm assuming we're not getting power to the board. Let's disconnect this ribbon. Disconnect the keyboard. We'll disconnect this ribbon cable. Thanks for stopping in, Ryan Labs. I have had one that had bad RAM here. That's something that can happen, that's for sure. This is like your RAM chips. But we have no power at all, and we have 5-volt test lead. We have a 5-volt and a 32-volt test pad on here, so I can turn it back on. So it's plugged in, but this side isn't plugged in. Plug this side back in. Turn it on. It's off. It's on. So 5-volt, nothing. 32-volt, 32 volts there. 5 volts not though. Yeah, our 32 volts there, our 5 volt is completely missing. 5 volt should be right there, and it's not. So our 5 volt line is dead, VOA. And that is why we get absolutely nothing out of this thing. So that is definitely a power supply issue. The question is, how do we get into the power supply? How do we? I don't know, because they like push it into a socket back here. And it's so tight against everything else, it doesn't move at all. And there's no screws other than this top one. Maybe if we take this top one out, we can slide it this way or something. Maybe. Maybe. But that means I gotta find my screwdriver again. Good luck on that, Tristan. You always lose it. You've pissed me off how much you lose it, actually. Why you gotta lose that damn thing so much? I need like a bin of 100 #1 Phillips screwdrivers. That's what I need, because I have a fucking problem. I just lose it every 5 seconds. That's not the right bit. Man, that's on there really tight. Of course it is. Of fucking course it is. There we go. So currently that is the only screw out of this typewriter. Kind of amazing. Is there a screw on the bottom in the same place? I don't think there is. Not that I can see, no. I need to look up see if I can find a service manual on how to remove this. There's got to be a way. So is this soldered in or is it a connector? That's soldered in, of course. So we can disconnect this side because this is connectors. Getting this reconnected is going to be an absolute bitch, but what are you going to do? And they zip tie those two together. That's really obnoxious. Now I have to cut those. Well, I just cut the zip tie. Cut that zip tie out of there. We don't need that zip tie. So now I only have to disconnect this right one. There we go. And the big one right here. If I can get at it. There we go. Now there's no wire tension at all on the power supply. It's just really attached to the base by all this metal. So what is attaching? Oh, is that a screw? I think I see a screw. Yeah, I do. Oh, we got some clips back here. Okay, okay, I can work with some clips. I can unclip it, maybe. Can we? Maybe. It won't slide left to right. It will slide right. It will slide to the right. But can we make it slide to the right is the question. The escape talent of 10mm sockets. They do have quite the escape talent. That is true. This is very true. Okay, so that is the cable, so that's not our problem. I don't see anything down here holding it in other than these, and those are really fucking in there. I don't think I'm getting those out. Oh, I can get up under here. And can I push this tab out? Yes, I can. Okay. We are now looser than we were. Okay, now I should be able to slide. No. I still got to get... Man, how do they shove this thing in here? That is so impressive. We can kind of slide. Nope. God. How did they get this thing in here? It's this bottom piece. So there's this tab in here and this tab over here, and they're keeping this in here. But it's hard up against the plastic back. Where's my big flat head? There it is. Let's see if we can force it out. Uh-oh, what fell out? What the heck? That wasn't supposed to be in there. A little breast cancer awareness pennant. I'm glad we got that out. Is that almost to the edge? Man. I think it needs to be able to move forward, and it can't. It can't because what if I take these out? Or these got nuts on that side? Yeah, they do. Can't lean forward because it's hard against the platen up here. And moving this whole platen is a bitch. You got to take out all these rubber feet. These rubber feet are like fucking impossible to get in and out all the way. That is awful getting that in and out. And I really don't want to do that. I really don't want to have to get those rubber feet out. But I think that's the only way to get this power supply out because it's so hard against the back of the case. And there's still a good amount of power supply that needs to, that those teeth need to come out of. Oh, man. Man, that sucks. If I could just get one of these out, we'd be looking good. This one's really close. Come on. Come on. Ah. Does not want to go above that lip. Jesus. Yeah, am I gonna have to take these damn rubber feet out? It's so hard to get the rubber feet. It's so hard. Wait, maybe I can just unclip them in here. Oh, I can. Wait. Is that all that holds that in there? Is this clip? Yeah, okay. Okay, there's that one. Let's get this back one. Come on, back one. What are you doing, bro? Oh, come on. There we go. And now this one. This is probably the hardest one. There we go. That one slipped back in. Yeah, of course he did. There. Now. Oh, yes. Oh, fuck yeah. Look at that. Okay, that's nowhere near as bad as I thought it was. Now we know how to get these out. How cool is that? Okay. Now, we need to get the power supply out of this square that it's stuck in. And it's screwed into this. And it's also, so we just got to bend this lid back then, I guess. There's no other way to unscrew those screws in there. Oh, wait. Yeah, there is. There's just one screw. Is there just one screw? Yep. There's only one screw holding it to the base. It's this one right here. I'm pretty sure I have replacement machines for this, or power supply, so if we can't fix this power supply, I think we're fine. I think I can just get another one. I don't see any other screws holding this to the metal chassis. Push? No, doesn't seem to want to go anywhere. Must be another screw somewhere. See a screw over here, but that is attached to this metal plate, not to the bottom. Okay. Let's get this. Oh, there it went. There it went. Started to go at least. Ta-da! There it is. All right. So what has failed in you, huh? Probably just needs a good recap. 5 volt is completely, 5 volt line is completely dead. I think our high voltage way is fine. High voltage side. None of the caps will look obviously bad, which is really annoying. Annoying. Because now I don't know what's bad. I wonder if online I can find a schematic for this. It could be the 5 volt regulator itself that's gone bad. What's up?
Are you okay to wrap up in 30 minutes?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, because we want to go to Cooper.
Oh, is she here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She doesn't want to go to Falls. She's feeling tired and I don't feel well, so. But we still want to go to Cooper and walk around, look in the shops,
That's fine.
and then go to O2. So.
Okay.
Alright, 30 minutes, is that okay?
Yep, that's just fine.
Thank you.
So here's what I want to do. I'm going to replace these 3 caps on the output side. And let's see, are they all 1000s? 1050, 1050. I think 1000 is the highest one I have in my small set. Is that true? Yeah, and they're 1000 at 16, so that's not going to work. The other thing we can do is steal one of these from another machine. Let me look. I know I had a lot of these machines at one time. Alright, I do have one. I just need the wire cutters for the zip ties. Okay, here is my new one, and what I'm going to do is we'll just straight up install this. We'll just swap it and see if our board works. And then I have to go, so that will be the end of this screen, but I want to end it with a winner. We have 2 winners so far. Let's make a 3rd winner. So this is in the way. Get one up from under there. There we go. Now let's get this up over here and disconnect that. There we go. Now there shouldn't be much holding this in other than the other wires around it. Okay, we're going to disconnect this. didn't want to have to, but I will have to. There we go. Okay. Alright, old one's out. New one's going in. So first thing we want to do is route all that cableage. Alright, and that goes, oh, we cut ourselves, dang it. Something. Sharp middle corners. That's what there's a lot of in this, sharp middle corners. So tuck that into here, and it comes over here, and spins. There we go. And then down. Oh, this one has a damaged wire. I don't think we want to use this cable at all. This cable's screwy. Damaged wire right there. This is one I was talking about way earlier in the stream that gets damaged wires a lot. So our other one have any damage? Tiny bit. We might want to just make sure this ribbon isn't bad. I'm going to have to unsolder this and solder it to this one. That's what I'll do. I don't want to use this ribbon with an exposed wire like that. So we'll have to take this out of the case. We'll take the one out of the case. We'll put the other one. So this is the good one. We'll also buy caps and see if we can fix this one, but the easiest way is just going to take the good one and put it in here with the good wire. So we'll take this one out, disconnect the wire, put the new wire on this one, feed the wire in, bada bing, bada boom, should be fixed. But I gotta go, so I don't have time to do that right now. But we got 2 done and 1 that we have a way of completing. So that's awesome. How many more do I have to do? Let me tell you. Let me look real quick. All right, that's 2 custom. Well, this is the 3rd customer one. I got 1 more customer one to go after this, and then we have a bunch of stock ones he wants us to muddle with, but we want to get the customer ones done first. So, yeah, we're gonna swap power supplies. I'm gonna have to go get a bunch of capacitors at these values because I don't stock them. And then I do need to place a DigiKey order soon, so maybe I get them on there. Anyways, that's it for the stream for now. It's funny, we only had, I don't know, it might be time of day that we had so many less viewers, but I know if I say something gaming related, we get a lot more than typewriters, right? So, anyways, until next time, I'm gonna get that fixed too. That's got some corrosion on it, so. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me today. another typewriter on its way to victory, and then we'll be done with that and on to the next one. So cool. Thanks for the $4, by the way, Russ. You didn't have to do that. $4.20. You're the best, man. And when I go to Midwest, I might have to get you a solder sucker and get your address. You need that, right? Might have to do that. All right. See you guys later. Have a good one. Might stream later tonight. We'll see. Bye-bye.